Hey friends, I'm Otis Gibbs, and this is my buddy Kevin Harrington. He was a roadie for the Beatles, and he's going to share his memories of roadieing at the concert for Bangladesh.
Mal rang me up and said George is doing a charity gig in New York, and not quite sort of finalised yet, but this is what it's going to happen. Do you want to do it? So I said, yes, of course. I wasn't working. That was it, and then all of that got arranged, and Mel said, okay, you're going to have to take the drum kit over. You can do that excess baggage, which is what we could do in those days. And so I just basically flew to New York with Ringo's drum kit, got into the hotel. Now, unfortunately, one of the girls that used to hang around Derek and the Dominoes, an American, decided to put a patch on my crotch of my jeans because they were worn out. I still don't know how they got ripped or worn out. So she put a American flag right on my crotch. And we're staying at this really nice hotel on Central Park. And about the second day I was there, and I had Ringo's drum kit in the closet, in the cupboard, Second day, the manager says, I'm sorry, sir, I've got to ask you to leave the hotel. And I had a picture of me sitting on the sidewalk, as you'd call it over there, pavement over here, right, with Ringo's drum kit, just, and me standing there like that. Oh, God, But I just did a Mal. Just if I apologised like mad and just went, listen, I thought it was all right because a couple of American girls, sewed it on for me. So why should I think anything wrong? But I'll sort it out. So I got some gaffer, good old gaffer, and I just covered it up and just carried on, and which was absolutely fine. But now you see, whenever I watch a concert for Bangladesh, I can see that lump of gaffer on my crutch. I mean, it's like, it's the first thing you almost look at. Oh, okay, I've seen that. Okay. Let's see, there was Billy Preston, naturally George Harrison, Ringo Starr, Jim Keltner, Leon Russell. There was another guitarist, Joe, can't remember his name, cannot remember his name, sadly. Well, there was Badfinger, which I'd known before. And Nicky, their roadie, actually helped the back line as well. I should mention there was Nicky there, and Eric. Now Eric was in a bad way, as well documented, but the word went out that nobody was to go into the dressing room to see him. Nobody. And I mean, I'd spent, I'd lived with him for a bit and been on tour with him for a bit, and even I was like, not allowed to go in. So that was a bit hard, but yeah. Of course, Bob Dylan. Yeah, it was all right, but everybody was all right. But yet again, you see, it was all of those musicians. Once they came off stage, they were in the dressing room and they were having a great time, and the road crew are out on stage, packing down. We went to the after party, which was pretty wild. But yeah, so all those musicians got on well with each other, and so they did what they did, and me and Nicky Bell did what we did. We met later and got drunk.
Moved on to the next gig.
Moved on to the next gig. Yeah, which for me was Wishbone Ash. And funnily enough, there was a couple of Wishbone Ash at the concert for Bangladesh. I was walking during rehearsal somewhere in New York, which is bizarre. And I just saw a couple of Wishbone Ash walking down the street, across the road. I was like, hey, I've got a couple of tickets but there's 4 of you, so, Ted's going to go. And I think Steve, the drummer, went in the end. So it was good. We did, I think, about a week or so rehearsals downstairs in the basement. just yet again, just a normal rehearsal as far as I was concerned. Musicians do what they do. I do what I have to do. Yeah, and then concert time, that was pretty good. The first one. Everything went sort of well. There was nothing that, besides it being a massive concert. And me this is the first time I'd sort of done Madison Square Garden, and I think such a big show. Derek and the Dominoes was sort of halls and gyms and, sort of theatres. So this is my first mega thing. And met Chipmunk, really nice man. And during the shows, we had a line, so to speak. And he went one way and I went the other. And in Madison Square, you got the bleachers, I think they're called, aren't they? And underneath is just this big, long tunnel, just full of offices and rooms and dressing rooms or whatever. And it was just like, okay, see you later, man. And just took a gentle stroll along this long corridor. Don't know why. Nothing else to do, to be honest, And so it was just like, yeah. I got right to the other end, and there's Chip just walking the other way, a big smile on his face. I got a big smile on my face, and we just literally crossed. We must have been doing exactly the same walk in space at the same time, because we crossed right at the other end from where we started, and just like smiled at each other and just carried on walking. It was fantastic. And then we did the second show, and
I have a selfish question. One of my all-time favorite amplifiers is a Silverface Fender Champ, and George is playing 4 of them in the concert for Bangladesh.
No, we hired those from Manny's, I think it was, when we got them from Manny's.
New York?
Yeah.
Okay. It's strange to have such low wattage amplifiers at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, I think that was one of the technical problems, but I think that's why he had 4, but also somebody pointed out, we'll just mic it up. It's going to be mic'd. So that's what they did.
They sound great. I think it's a great studio amplifier that people use, but it's beautiful to see him with 4 of them on stage.
I went and hired them for him.
Would you have been the one that carried them up onto the stage?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. I would have done all of that. Yes, I would have done the roadieing. Although I'm actually thinking about, I'm not too sure if we were allowed to carry them because of unions in those days. They had to carry the gear onto the stage, and then you could do what you wanted with it. That's right, I think, yeah.
I think you're right. Yeah. Madison Square Garden.
Yeah. So I would have just, thank you, and just put it in position. Yeah. Set Ringo's drum kit up, see if I could remember how to do that. I'm sure he came in and did that with a hi-hat anyway, Yeah, and so, as far as I'm concerned, it was good because there was no problems. If there's no problems, you don't really remember the show. You remember the audience and you actually remember the event. But to kind of go, oh, that happened then and that happened then. It's only looking at the film that they've made that then I can see what I actually did. It's like with this Beatles film. It's interesting to see what I was doing in that because I don't remember what I was doing. Except for that, I got no idea what I was actually doing. So to watch myself doing something is, okay, that's what I did, nothing. I was going from there to there. Well, to do nothing. Okay, that's all right. Change of venue. And so that's the problem with that is just the event is in the mind, but not the actual gig because it ran smoothly.
If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more like it, I've put together a playlist of Kevin talking about the Beatles. It's up in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. Click on that, subscribe to this channel, and I will see you somewhere down the road. Much love to you.